He's playing the HTG, the hard to get. Is it wrong? Is it necessary? Yes, it is not necessary. It is wrong. It is out of character, and it won't take you anywhere. Shout out to Harrison, Olamide and Fire on that project. Harrison recently crafted and published a single track titled She Knows, featuring Olamide and Fire. Yeah, I can't really tell you of all the progress on streaming platform, but I can sure tell you for Audio Mark is doing about 3,000 to 4,000 plays and all that. Alright, so you might as well want to jump on one of those platforms and stream. So She Knows track seems to be talking about a hard to get lady, HTG, a hard to get lady, and a persistent brother. Alright, so we're going to be discussing about that. We're going to see quotes by famous individuals relating to that, and we're going to see maybe a Bible or a scriptural reference as concerning such scenario. This track is talking about a hard to get HTG kind of girl. Alright, so why do I say so? You know, I saw in the beginning of the track, he said something like, say, I know that she loves me, and she knows that I feel the same way for her too, but things are still not falling into place, things are not still working out. Alright, so someone there is trying to play for me, someone there is trying to act for me, and definitely you can see from the track that even the guy is trying to do all he can do, making all the promises, trying to be the best guy. I come across a video on social media, you know, it's like a movie, and you know this guy, he has been toasting this girl for a long time, but this girl keep forming the HTG, hard to get kind of chick. And this guy, because he had a plan for the year and a plan for his life, he went on to marry another girl that probably feels the same way for him. And along the line, the long run, the other hard to get kind of chick came by. I was like, so he really went ahead to marry. So he really wanted to marry. So all those things you were saying to me are actually true. So he really wanted to marry, and he could not even. And the guy was like, well, I was coming after you, and I was begging you, I was persuading you, I was doing all I could do for you to know that I really love you and I really need to marry you, but you seem not to understand. And the girl was like, I was expecting you to put more pressure. Pressure? For waiting. Pressure? Are you a balloon or are you some sort of tube? So I'm expecting you to put pressure, to continue putting pressure, then I might have agreed, or I must have agreed. I just want you to put some more pressure. That is the situation many girls want to be in right now. That is the situation many girls and guys are in. You see the girl trying to be difficult because they want the guy to put pressure and toast them. My sister, you will not be balloon. Let's say a couple of supporting quotes by famous individual or icons of time. Right, so this one says, honesty is the fastest way to prevent a mistake from turning into a failure. Say honesty is the fastest way to prevent a mistake from turning into a failure. That's by James Altucher. Alright, say honesty is the fastest way. When you are honest to your relationship, your interpersonal communication with people, you are not faking it. It is the best way to from preventing a mistake from turning into a failure. Alright, so we're going to see, although there's no exact scriptural reference or backing as concerning a HTG kind of a lady, the HTG kind of girls. So we're going to see how we can draw reference from the story of the 10 virgins from the book of Matthew 25. Yeah, Matthew 25. So we're going to talk about that very quickly. And from the book of Matthew 25, it talks about the story of 10 virgins that were supposed to attend an event, a ceremony. Alright, so 5 were wise and the other 5 were foolish. The other 5 were foolish as to that they know there's a probability of their oil being finished along the way, but they went without extra oil. Alright, so they in waiting for the groom, they exhausted their oil and there was no place. So that was how, in the long run to the end of that story, that was how they lost the opportunity. How does this match this discourse? Alright, so we'll find out that many ladies out there today, they are really not in their best state. Some of them, most ladies rather, they are not in their best, they are not ready, they are not in their best state of interpersonal relationship because they are trying to play the hard to get game with a guy. You see them trying to fake, you see them trying to be someone else, you see them trying to be alien in their character, alright? So it is just not the right thing to do. And there are downsides to that, so I'm going to look at the downside to being the HTG, the hard to get kind of chick. From what I have here, this one says, you act out of character. You find out that it is not your character. You start to be somebody that you're not. And you acting out of character, trying to be somebody else, trust me, you might just end up attracting the wrong person. That's truth and that's the fact. You might just end up attracting the wrong guy or the wrong partner because you're acting out of who you truly are. And probably that guy is seeing somebody that he thinks he wants, and that person is saying is not who that person really is. Although there's this disposition in this part of Africa, Nigeria precisely, that if a girl goes to approach a guy, or if a girl happens to accept a guy so quickly, that girl is being seen as a loose dog, a loose girl, alright? So in most cases, such girls really not being taken seriously, and in such cases, such girl is usually a victim in that relationship, alright? So, but I want to tell you, in recent time, it is no longer, it is fading away, and it is not advisable in recent time. And if you are a lady and you find yourself to be in such position, and you're suffering as a result of your being hopeful or being you're just trying to follow your feelings, you're just trying to be, should I say liberal now or single? Alright, so if you happen to find yourself in such relationship, you must understand that that relationship is toxic and it's not good for you. Alright, you must leave that relationship at all costs. Alright, you must leave that relationship and don't beat yourself too much about it. All you've got to do is grab the lessons and move on. And you must understand that not because you are the first, the problem is not with you but your partner, the guy in question, alright? You must grab the lesson and progress and move on. The question of how long you are going to keep moving on, that's the realistic part of it, how long you are going to keep moving on from guy to guy. Well, I can't guarantee you that, but one thing I believe, you understand the relationship is toxic and you are not being regarded or respected, I advise and recommend that you move on with your life, alright? So the aspect of how long you're going to keep moving on, that is the aspect you need to pray for grace and mercies from God. Because no man have control over that, no man can guarantee you a safe haven relationship, alright? So you just pray for grace and mercy and move on. Now the take home is, if you have to play game, if you have to be a HTG and add to get kind of cheap to keep your partner, then you should be very aware that you must have to play that same HTG game to sustain and to keep your partner in that relationship.